I believe in giving first. I don't believe so much in giving back, but in giving first, because to give back means you've taken something.
Yeah.
So we love to volunteer and help out different organizations, different causes. There's several of those that we have volunteered with.
Yeah.
And causes we've supported.
And how does that tie in with the cleaning? Like, do you use the cleaning as well with the volunteer, or is the volunteer work kind of different from the cleaning itself? Like are you going and volunteer cleaning for people to create that impact, or what kind of volunteer work are you doing? You could clean up the highways.
We haven't done that yet. We haven't done that.
That'd be on brand.
We have done some volunteer cleaning.
Yeah.
We have volunteered at several different organizations, and some of those are not cleaning related, but we go with our staff.
Yeah.
And our staff comes, and we all help together. We also do some volunteer cleaning with, we partner with the Roger Maris Cancer Center at Sanford to provide free cleanings for cancer patients.
Oh, wow. That's very cool.
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome to the show where we explore the who, what, when, how, and why of the extraordinary people who define our North of Normal Metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. Today we have Kristen Hanson, the owner of Crowning Touch Cleaning. Hello, Kristen.
Hello there. Good to be here.
Why don't you go ahead and that was the who. Now give us your 30-second, 60-second intro of what it is that you do.
So what do? We create smiles one clean space at a time. And we do that through residential and commercial cleaning. We are a cleaning company based in Dilworth. We do a lot of work in the Fargo Moorhead area. We go currently as far out as Hawley, and we clean in Hawley, Glyndon, Moorhead, Fargo, West Fargo, Horace, Sabin, and Harwood.
Wow. So the word "we," you've used that quite a few times. You've got some staff.
Yes.
But is there more we? Is this mom and pop, or is this who's the primary we here?
The we, well, my husband and I own our company together.
Didn't want to assume anything.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So it's you and your husband who started this thing.
Correct.
And then what do you have as far as staff goes?
Right now we do have a few staff in the Fargo Moorhead area. We are hiring.
Yeah, of course.
Always, right? As a cleaning company, you're always hiring.
I had a cleaning company. I guess I still do. We don't advertise it or grow it or have much in the way of employees. But I've done that for 10 years. I did that very seriously. And it was just always hiring, right?
Always.
How many people do you have besides you and your husband?
We currently have 3.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we've had 4. We just had one leave that had been with us for 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yes.
That's impressive. And the 3, how long have the 3 been with you?
One of them has been with us for 2.5 years.
Whoa.
So we had those 2 started at about the same time. Another one is about 6 or 7 months. And the other one, I want to say, is going on about 3 months.
Okay. And where are you finding these people?
Most of them are college students.
Okay. And so you've got like the shingle out, and then they just how are you meeting them? Like,
yeah, some are through Indeed.
Yeah.
We also on Handshake.
Oh.
If people have heard of Handshake, it is essentially like a job board that the colleges use.
Yeah.
And so we've utilized that.
Wow.
To connect with college students.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Then also networks. I mean, friends of friends, and people talk, and yeah.
But does your husband also clean, or does he work more logistics and scheduling side?
He has an engineering mind.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, because I don't.
Uh-huh.
I do not have a numbers mind at all.
Yeah.
So I would say his role is fixing my spreadsheets and helping with taxes in the accounting side of it.
Yeah. So I don't know if we've discussed that, because we met, maybe it was just the one time before you came to my networking group.
Yeah.
And that's how we met. But I as well, me and my wife ran a cleaning company. And like I said, for those 10 years, and it was very similar division of labor. So I feel a lot of echoes of that. But the hardest part is always in hiring people, right? And so I think it's really impressive that you have people for years and years. Like for us, the turnover was crazy. It was crazy. So at the size that you're at now, you've got 3. I mean, are they full-time people? I mean, how many hours a week are you running?
They are all part-time.
Yeah.
One of them does close to 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
The others are not far off of that, honestly.
Yeah.
They're getting close to that.
Yeah. And then you're 40, right? And so at our top end, we were doing maybe 150 hours a week.
Sure.
And so, and I think people don't realize, you are a more advanced cleaning company. There's a lot of things where it's just like, oh, I'm, Joe Blow off the street and I'll come clean your place. And it's just like a guy. And those are fine and those are great. The real money to be made is in leveraging and expanding, right? And you guys are at that stage. And how many years have you been doing that?
We have been in business for 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Started out as just myself.
Yep.
And I was home with our kids when they were little.
Yeah.
Then I went and worked at the school for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I needed a change.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have a coach and a mentor, and I talked to them and I said, what can I do? And they said, well, maybe look at starting a business, because after chasing kids around for many years, I said, I don't want to sit at a desk. So we thought about starting a cleaning company.
How old are your kids now?
Our oldest is 22.
Oh.
Yeah. The middle's 19 and our youngest is 17.
Wow. You must have started very young. You
Roughly.
must have started. Yeah, you don't want to tell me
Roughly.
how old you are, right? But I feel like we're similar in age. And my oldest is 7. So
Okay.
You clearly got a much earlier start than I did.
Maybe.
Yeah. But and so at this stage, so I want to still fill in the picture of where you're at right now. So like your day to day. Do you guys have a commercial space that you're renting and leasing, or are you still running everything out of your house? Because when we were at 150 hours a week, we were still running it out of the garage. Like, is that where you're at, or what is it? What stage are you at as far as that's concerned?
We currently run our business out of our home, actually.
Yeah. So many people do.
It works really well.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times where I've thought about, possibly expanding to renting a storage unit or something like that, a climate-controlled one, because you can't have products freezing and that kind of thing in this climate.
Yes.
But I look at the cost, and it's working really well at this point that we're at to run it the way that we are.
And so, like, how do your employees get that? Do they come to your home and take stuff, or you deliver it to them?
So we have them come before their first house or business of the week.
Yes.
They come out to us and pick up all their supplies.
Yes.
They take it with them for the week, and they drop it back off again after their last house or business of the week. And over the weekends, that's when my husband and I
wash the rags and do the whole thing.
It is. And it's a family business.
Yeah.
It really is. So
and you got that 20-year-old. It's surprising you don't put them to work.
Well, they're out of town. The middle one's out of town. She's off to college. So the oldest she's in town, but she's doing her thing. My mom loves to come over though, and she'll sit and help put supplies together on Sundays.
Yeah. And what you told me that I would bring it up, and I guess here I am bringing it up. You've got a proprietary, so you can't say who it is who gives you the supplies.
Right.
So, but it's not. We were just grabbing all our stuff off the shelf at Menards. Eventually, we went to someplace on Maine, and they had some good stuff, but. Yeah, I mean, it's, the supplies, you feel really strongly about the supplies that you use, or what is it that's special about your cleaning chemicals? Or, I mean, when we did it, I didn't feel like there was any, people would call us and be like, do you use this? Like the cleaning chemicals. That's how I saw it, but maybe you see it differently, or how do you feel?
So I feel really strongly about using natural products. When I first started and it was just myself, I didn't want to be, because I did start out as, grabbing the mop bucket and going and cleaning for friends. And that's where we started until we started hiring people. And I didn't want to be breathing in a bunch of toxic chemicals.
Good on you.
So I wanted to start with the natural products. And we've stuck with those. They work really well. They're safe for our employees. They're safe for families.
Yeah.
They're safe for pets.
Maybe that's why you have a better retention rate.
Maybe. They feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so, I can totally picture this. They're coming, and like, do you have a basement full of vacuum cleaners then as well? Which
that would be a good situation to have.
Yeah.
We
got
do
a bunch of Windsor S15s I could hook you up with for a real agreeable price.
There we go.
That are half working. What do you use for vacuums?
So we actually use the customer's vacuum.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
We supply 1 or 2 commercial vacuums that we use for our commercial clients.
Yeah.
But for our residential customers, we actually use their vacuums.
Yeah.
And we do that because some people have pets, some don't. We don't want to transfer those pet dander and allergens and all that between different houses and businesses, because some people have really severe allergies.
Yeah.
And we don't want to take pet dander and hair from somebody's houses and bring it into somebody else's.
That's very considerate of you. So for us, it started my wife, and then my sister-in-law, and then my friend from high school, and we were doing people's houses. But the sister-in-law and the friend kind of moved on, and we wanted to keep expanding. I didn't feel comfortable pulling people off the street and putting them into people's houses, right? For me, that was kind of always the bridge that I was uncomfortable with. That has that been a consideration for you? Has that been something that's worried you, or how did you cross that bridge?
I'll say we've been very, very blessed and fortunate to find fantastic employees.
Yeah.
We really have. We're very, very particular on who we will hire. We don't hire just anybody. We put them through multiple interviews. I always do a phone or a Zoom interview first. Yeah. And we ask them, that's more telling them about us, finding out a little bit about them. And then I get a feel for them. And then if it's somebody that I think could be a good fit, then I will schedule another in-person interview where I get together with them at a local coffee shop. Love to support local businesses. And, you go to a local coffee shop, and then that's where it's more like a 45-minute really dig into the questions and get to know them and see if they would be somebody that I can trust to send into a client's home. Because our clients and our employee safety is most important, because we screen our clients also.
Yeah. Oh.
And we do background checks on all of our employees as well.
Yeah. And your clients? Or not,
I
not
don't.
As much. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I didn't do background checks on my employees either. I didn't want to go through all that, which is why we went more the commercial route. But it sounds like maybe the road untraveled by us might have been more fruitful. It sounds like you really got it going on. Like you spend, what would you say is the split between residential and commercial? Because commercial, are you just doing like move outs basically, or common areas, or?
We do some move outs for commercial. We also have office buildings, common areas of apartment buildings.
Yeah.
And honestly, our commercial space really started with residential clients of ours that own businesses.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they would say, hey, we really appreciate what you guys do at our house.
Yeah.
You do a fantastic job. Can you come clean our business?
Problem with the offices is they always want you after hours, or are you doing those during business hours? Like, did you cross the, what hours of operate? Like, are you going 16 hours a day as far as people are going and working? Like, did you make that choice?
Most of our clients are during the day.
Oh, wow.
They're typically between 8:30 and 5.
Oh, nice.
Even our commercial ones.
Yeah.
We do have 2 commercial clients currently that we clean in the evenings.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're not doing it.
No.
Right?
No.
And so you got an employee out there.
Yes.
People who aren't business owners, they don't understand what it's like having employees. Like, they know what it's like having a boss, and they go, oh, my boss was such a jerk. But like, in reality, being an employer, having employees is a lot of, because you, like you say, you feel responsible for them, right? And so are you getting calls at 7 o'clock at night? You're trying to get ready for bed, and they're like, oh, I ran out of Mr. Clean or whatever, like, or the vacuum broke down. Like, are you dealing with that, or you just haven't had bad luck in that way, or what? I'm trying to picture your day to day. So, because you wake up in your bed at home and go out, and you're going to 10 different places. You finally land home for supper around 5 or 6, but then you're still on the clock.
So my typical day-to-day, do I get calls in the evenings? Infrequently. Yeah. Has it happened? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's really infrequent. And honestly, my day-to-day, personally, I get up and I go to the gym. I do. I take that time and I go to the gym because I believe in health and wellness.
Absolutely.
And you gotta take care of yourself so
What
you
gym
can
do you go
take
to?
care of others. I go to the Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my kids are all there for daycare.
Nice.
So it's great. But the Y is amazing. I've got some business owner friends who have gyms and whatnot, and they're all great, and I love them. But yeah, shout out to the Y. I love the Y.
We go to the Y because my husband likes to swim and they have a pool.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Do you do the classes?
I have done some classes.
That's
yes.
where it's at. That's like, because you can go do like Planet Fitness for $10 a month or whatever. But like for the 60, you get access to all those classes. What classes do you like to go to?
So I've done the Women on Weights class, and that was an early morning one. That was 6 to 7, Tuesday, Thursday mornings, I believe. I prefer to go between 8 and 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
The before work crowd is kind of cleared out a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not as busy, and I have the time in my day. And honestly, while I'm at the gym, I'm making a lot of connections and I'm talking to a lot of people.
Good on you.
And I'm also, when I'm on the treadmill, I'm on my phone, and that's when I'm texting clients.
Yeah.
I'm texting clients, I'm texting employees, I'm following up from the day before. I'm getting things ready for the next day.
Absolutely.
I'm making sure employees are where they're supposed to be and that they have everything they need. And I get a lot of work done on the treadmill.
So I guess the group fitness classes aren't as attractive to you in that case, because you can't be texting. Because my wife is just like crazy. And my wife was the cleaner, so we have a slightly different division of labor. Because I did all the logistics and stuff, but I also did all the networking and the sales. Because my wife, that's the reason she wanted to do cleaning, is she doesn't want to talk with people. But you're a social butterfly, so you don't mind making all the connections while you're out there cleaning. But you should definitely try combat. My wife loves combat. Do you think you would like doing the group fitness classes, or you really enjoy the flow of treadmill and connecting everyone?
So I like to start on a treadmill or a Stairmaster. I don't like the Stairmaster. Those are hard, but I do them sometimes. And then I like to go and do free weights and, different kind of weights. I do like the classes, though.
Yeah.
They push you.
Yeah.
They push you because you don't stop when you get tired. You stop when the workout is done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they do, but I get a lot of work done. But I love the connections, too. And, I finish up at the gym and I go to networking events. I love to go to, there's a couple different ones that I go to pretty much weekly.
Yeah.
And I go to, it's called Tea Time.
Yeah.
I think you've heard of that one.
Well, that one is very large.
It is. It's growing.
There's a lot of people who show up to that one. Tell me about Tea Time. I haven't been there in a long time. I'm more type A, and I like things to be structured and have like a filter for entry. But Tea Time, because it's how many people? I mean, it's a lot of people.
It's a lot. I actually was there this morning.
Yeah.
They had their 4-year Tea Time anniversary.
Yeah.
And I believe there was over 40 people there this morning. That was big.
Yeah.
That was so fun. It was a great celebration.
Yeah.
So I go to that one, and I like that one because I make a lot of connections. People there go every week, and they really support each other's businesses.
Yeah.
They do. They're giving each other shout outs. They're recommending each other, and you're building those relationships and you're building trust.
Yeah.
So which is huge. I do go to Startup Brew also, and I like that one.
That's another one that's a real crowd. It's in the different groups they have way different energies, don't they?
They do.
They depending on the size of them, who's in for what reasons. Startup Brew feels more, I don't know, corporate. It's a lot of people with jobs.
It can be.
Yeah. Where my circles tend to be more like other business owners. Do you see a lot of other business owners at Tea Time, or is it a lot of other people with jobs kind of a thing?
It's mostly business owners at Tea Time.
Yeah,
yep.
Tea Time is.
Yeah, it's a lot of small business owners that are just starting out. Some that are more established and they're opening storefronts or they're expanding their businesses. Yeah, they're all, and they all help each other. They say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing this week. Who can help?" And we all support each other.
No, I'm a big fan of networking, and I always say you should do some kind of a networking. The real problem with Tea Time for me is also I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. I'm not legally allowed to mention I'm a realtor without saying where at. It's like in the license law. So anyway, as a realtor, we have a weekly brokerage meeting. It's at the same time as Tea Time. So but
Tough to be in two places at one time.
That's the case. So you're spending a lot of time networking and coordinating then. And so how much of the actual cleaning are you doing at this point yourself? Not so much. It's a lot of management, I suppose.
At this point, it's all management.
All management. You're not behind the broom at all.
No.
Hey, good for you. How long have you been doing that?
Couple years probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I do occasionally I'll fill in if I need to. But
that's the job.
Yes, but I'd rather let the employees get those hours.
Yeah.
And use that, it's time that they want the hours.
Absolutely.
They want the hours. So I would rather them go and have those hours, and then I more just manage it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fulfilling too to know you're helping them.
Yeah.
And supporting their families.
Oh no, I love it. I miss. So we went down a darker, dirtier road than you. You seem to have done this the very smart way. We did this, as always the case, the hard and stupid way. Because I went commercial, and I would take just anybody, and we were really just grinding through. But even so, I miss it. It's nice having those people to help coordinate and just see all the good. Because you yourself are only one person. Yes. You can only do so much, and that's always like the business, and I'm sure. So you said you have a mentor, a coach.
I do.
And do you want to shout them out, or who's this? Where do you find them?
They're good friends of ours. We've known them for a while, and honestly, they're great at asking questions and helping us to think. And when I went to them when I was still at the school, and I said, I really need to get out of the school, but I don't want to sit at a desk. What can I do? We looked at, I talked to them, and we looked at starting other traditional businesses. We looked at owning coffee shops. We looked at Dairy Queens.
Yeah.
We looked at several different businesses, but they said, look at your time. How much time are those businesses going to take? And what can you do that will not take as much time?
Yeah.
So that's where we landed on the cleaning business. And it was myself when I first started. I grabbed the mop and the bucket, and my best friend's grandma was our first client.
Yeah.
And it spread from word of mouth. I mean, you do good work for people, and it just spreads from there. And it grew really quickly. But before, shout out, before we even started our cleaning company, our mentor said, hey, I know a lady that used to own a cleaning company. I'll call her and see if we can meet for coffee. So we did. We talked to her, and she was a wealth of information.
Yeah.
She said, don't just dip your toe in, jump in, dive into the deep end and just go for it.
Wow.
So we did. And I probably started out slower than, I didn't start out hiring a bunch of people. I started out slower, just myself. And it grew really quickly. I mean, it was all word of mouth. I was getting calls constantly, and then my schedule filled. And I had a waiting list. I was turning people away to other companies. And then I said, now what do I do? And I said, do I start hiring, or do I keep turning them away? And, I talked to my mentor again, and they said, that's up to you. It's a different ballgame when you start hiring people. But, see where you want to go with it. And we started hiring. And it's grown.
So the order of the show, and it's fluid. We go back and forth. I feel like I have the what now, because you're not pushing the broom at all. That's great. I really can picture that. And you're preparing over the weekends, and you're scheduling, and you're networking, and you're coordinating everything. You're in the management phase of it. I get that. The hinge, or what happened here, let's go back to that, because I want to, when did you... What was the point of conception for the cleaning company? You were working at a school.
Yes.
And you didn't want to work at a school anymore. So let's flesh that out a little bit. What kind of work at a school were you doing?
So I was a para.
Oh, sure.
I did my first year at the school was when my son started kindergarten, and I did 1 year as a para in a middle school.
Yeah.
I'm not a large person. And middle schoolers are taller than me.
So what's a para? I don't think. So like para, my understanding is it's a position. It's always in demand. They're always looking for people. It's kind of a teaching role, but you don't need a teaching license. In fact, they're usually pretty lean on the qualifications, right? Like it's pretty easy to get in there, or is that not the case? Like what did it take to get the job? Because I always feel like they are like cleaners, almost like they are always hiring. Like, tell me about that.
They are always hiring.
Yeah.
They are always hiring. And for me, I just applied. I said I'd been home with my kids. I do have a college degree, but I don't think you need one to be a para.
Not a teaching degree. What's your degree in?
My degree actually is in management information systems from NDSU.
Oh,
Yep.
cool. Okay.
Yep. So,
And did you ever get a job? I don't want to ask you how old you are, but again, I feel like we're similar ages. So I'm going to be 40 in June. And yeah, I've got 3 degrees, none of which are useful, none of which I ever use, right? So I've got a degree, all kinds of ridiculous degrees. Yours at least sounds marketable. Did you, I mean, why were you looking for a para job? Where did that come from? I mean,
I used my degree for 6 years
Yeah.
out of college until we had our kids, and then I stayed home with them.
so you were blessed enough to be a stay-at-home mom for
I was.
like how many years?
For
Like,
quite some time, from
Yeah.
when I had my second one until my son went to kindergarten.
yeah,
So it was quite some time.
yeah.
And then, to be a para, I really wanted something on my kids' schedule so that when they had the day off, then I was off as well.
So that's why you didn't go back to the old job.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And as a para, I worked with the special ed students.
Yeah.
And I was not a teacher. I was more one-on-one or worked with small groups of students. Kind of an extra set of hands in the classroom.
And so special ed, I mean, without getting demeaning or cruel in any way, I mean, these are people with disabilities, often not just physical, but broadly mental disabilities, right? So that has to be, yes, I'm sure rewarding, but also very challenging.
Very challenging,
Yeah.
yes.
And like you opened up, you said, well, I'm a small person. Is it, did they often become physical with you, or is it just they need your help moving point A to point? Why was your size an issue with that?
Honestly, I felt when the year I was in middle school, or that I was working in the middle school, that they were larger than me, and some of those kids would get really upset, and they're emotional. I mean, they're middle schoolers.
Yeah.
They're emotional. They need so much love and support is
Disability
really what
or
they
not,
need.
they're a teenager.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
yeah.
So, but they were bigger than me, and so I did that for 1 year, and then the next year I went to elementary, and I liked that a lot better. I did. I mean, then the kids were smaller than me. And I was one-on-one with a student with autism for 3 years. I was also like a classroom para where you're working with, small groups of students in the classroom. And that was incredibly rewarding.
Yeah.
It really was, to see the difference in those kids and the growth that they had.
And how many years did you do that then?
That was 5 years in elementary.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But enough was enough.
Yes.
And what was it? So when was enough? So what I'm hearing first and foremost is you are very much a kind of a person who seems to know what's important to her. You know, and you're willing to make a change. So you've got a job, but you have kids, and you go, you know what? I want kids. And when you had the job and then got pregnant, did you know that you were gonna become a stay-at-home mom? Like when did that realization come for you?
I did. So our first one actually went to daycare for 2 years. And then it was when we had our second one.
Yeah.
I said, I'm done.
Yeah. I don't want to miss those years.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want to have kids to have somebody else raise them.
Yeah.
I want to raise my own kids.
That's beautiful sentiment.
Yep.
It cost you dearly. A whole second income. And
That's okay.
What was your husband doing at the time?
He works in engineering. Well, he doesn't really do engineering anymore, but he was. Yeah, he was a project manager for an engineering company in town. And I mean, it was worth it. It was so worth it. I mean, I was at a large company, a large software company in town, and I said, I will leave that behind. And I knew when I left that it was not a field that was easy to go back into.
Yeah.
But I was okay with that. It was worth it to be home with our kids.
And did you have a large amount of so I hope you don't mind, but I think a lot of people struggle, myself included. I've got a 7, 5, and going to be 2 in May. 2 in May. And we talk about it all the time, because we have to work, and we're both self-employed, which you would think makes it easier, but actually makes it harder, because every day off is bring your kid to work day, is for the weekends and even night times. And we've thought to ourselves, what if we did this? What if we did that, so that we could spend more time? But ultimately, that's a huge change in resources, right? Not just the income, but then you're probably living off the savings. So did you just jump off and do more with less, or did you have like large savings that enabled something like that? Or what was the calculation like for you as a family? Like, what would that feel like?
Honestly, for us, it was just worth it. I mean, I'm not the numbers person. I mean, we were okay. You know, it's like, yeah, do you have to make some sacrifices? Yeah, we did. But it was so worth it. And
you don't have expensive tastes.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that we do. We live very frugally. I mean, we live on a budget.
Sure.
We live, and we believe, living on a cash-based budget. You know, we believe in paying yourself first, and don't take out loans when if you can avoid it at all possible. You know, and it was so priceless to be home with our kids.
Yeah, I mean, you only get one shot at this life.
You do.
And you seem willing to make the changes to make it happen, right?
Yes.
So the kids are finally off to school, and you're sitting around at home, and you go, I'm going to go get a para job.
Right.
So you do that for 6 years in total. And at what point in doing the para were you like, this isn't working? Like, what was it towards the end, or where did that happen? So
it was actually towards the end. It was about midway through the last year that I was there, which happened to be in 2020, which happened to be right before COVID started. Yeah. COVID had nothing to do with it. I knew
but it was 2020.
It was 2020.
I mean, COVID started kind of more like December of 2019 to those who were, and I remember, because I think it was like February or whatever, I was sitting business and beer. Do you know Jody Bach? I was sitting, you don't know Jody Bach? You're running around doing all this networking, you don't know Jody Bach?
So.
Oh, wow, yeah, the networking community in Fargo is massive.
It
is.
And
there are, you could almost draw a map. And you'd be surprised. Like, there's people who are over here who have no idea that there's like a whole ecosystem over here. So anyway, I was sitting there with Jody Bach, Cal Braun, and me, were the three of us at Business and Beers, and I was like, this whole COVID thing, it's for real. And they were like, oh, Conrad, you're silly. And I was like, no, they're going to shut stuff down. No, they're not. Next day, everything's shut down. I remember that. It was like February or March, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. And was this before things started shutting down or after that you were like, enough?
It was actually before.
Okay. Yeah. So early in the year.
Right.
Early in the year.
Yep.
Like maybe just after Christmas.
Right.
Like early in the year. And what was it that made you feel like, okay, this has got to go? Like, what was was there one single thing, or it just kind of came at you all at once? It was
the stress.
Oh, are you getting a call, or?
There we go. Nope, I'm just seeing if we're still plugged in. There we go.
Oh, you kept unplugging the thing.
There we go.
See, I fidget with this, and I watched back the show, and I see myself doing this, and I'm like, I don't remember doing that, but I fidget with this all the time. So
there we
go. No, it's a live show, people. It's a live radio show. So it's your 6th year as a para.
Yes.
This is the rumblings of COVID are upon us. Things haven't started shutting down yet. It's deep winter, Fargo 2020. It's cold, and you're walking into the school. What school was this?
This was in Dilworth. That's where
you're walking
my
in.
kids were at.
DGF.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, I was a rebel for like 2 years.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's a great school system.
Yeah. What, do you still know the people there?
I do.
I want to get a hold of my records. And I made several calls, and they never got back to me.
Oh, man.
So
keep trying.
maybe you know somebody who can. I want to get, because I know I received. Anyway, so you're walking into DGF, big building, right? On downtown Dilworth. You're walking in there, and it just hits you all at once? Or what is it that made you be like, you know what? I got to get out of this?
I think it was kind of a slow progression through the year.
Yeah.
And it just kind of kept going. And I just said, I wanted to leave on good terms, and I wanted to give the best I could to the kids.
Yeah.
And keep it positive. I really did. So, but I knew, about midway through that year that I needed to finish out the year and then find something else. And so I did. I finished the year, but I actually started our cleaning company while I was still at the school.
Yeah. Well, and so you're unhappy, you're unsatisfied. And so at some point you say, I'm going to go talk to this friend of mine who's a coach, or where's that? I want to, and I told you it goes fast. It's already 40 after.
Wow.
We've got like 10 minutes left.
That did go fast.
I told you. It turns out talking about yourself is really easy. People
is.
like to do it.
It is.
But I want to get more on this. You said longtime friend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't. So I myself do coaching and mentoring. I am a consultant for the Small Business Development Center in Minnesota, actually.
Okay.
So I'm familiar with that game as well, and I've done that. But the SBA is a whole other thing, and how I get assigned people. I'm curious how you know this person, met this person, engaged this person, what that whole thing was like, if you don't mind sharing.
We met them years ago, kind of through thin threads, really.
Thin
threads, yes.
What is this?
Yes. Well, it was, I got to think back. It was through a friend of my husband's cousin.
Thin threads is the name
Thin
of a thing?
Threads.
No.
No.
Is that a saying? I've never heard this saying.
Oh, yeah, that's just a saying. Like
That's a
somebody
saying?
knew somebody who knew somebody that introduced
I've never
us to
heard,
them.
and like I know esoteric sayings.
Really?
Like I'm the guy who says weird words and phrases all the time, and everybody looks at me cross-eyed. Thin threads. I've never heard this. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm adding that. I'm downloading it into my lexicon right now.
There we go.
So it was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. Like
was.
how long ago?
Years ago. Many years ago.
And they introduced
Yes.
themselves and they said, "I'm a coach." Like, and
Kind
that's
Kind of.
okay.
Kind of.
And
So-
that's what they do full time.
They do some of that. Yep. They do other things too. But yeah, they do some of that. So
I'm
but
very
yeah.
interested in this that
Yeah.
person. I'd like to know more about them and their lifestyle. But
Right.
so you'd known them for all these years,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to them and you say, oh, like, how does that conversation even begin?
I said I really need to find something different.
Like face to
What can-
face,
yeah.
you texted them,
Yes.
you called them.
Yes, probably face to face.
And so were you regularly seeing them?
Yeah, they're good friends of ours, so we see them all the time.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And they've taught us so much.
Yeah.
So much about business and community and and about giving back and it's just our heart, and that's what we like to do is, expand business and relate, but it's relationships.
Yeah. Well,
And
yeah.
it's giving back. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how we got into more of the volunteer aspects with different organizations. I mentioned the Roger Maris Cancer Center that we do. We do 2 free cleanings a month with that for cancer patients. And then we volunteered at the Ronald McDonald House to make a meal there.
Wow.
I totally just changed the subject on you, I guess. I didn't mean to do that.
No, that's okay.
And then we've also volunteered at an assisted living, at Serenity
it
Assisted
follows
Living
through
in
with the
Dilworth.
thread. This coach, and it sounds like maybe you don't want to name them or
Right.
or call them out, and that's fine. But I would like to actually have them on the show, because I'm always interested in people who do things that I wish that I was doing more of. So that's it sounds very, very interesting. But so they sit you down and you guys just talked it out. You said, I'm unhappy. You had the idea that you wanted to be a business owner, and you see them all the time, and you say, hey, buddy, I'm unhappy. I want to start my own business, and you guys talk it out. You land on cleaning. Do you remember what it was that made you pick cleaning of all things? Like what specifically, and how? Like, do you remember the point when you're like, yep, that's it. That's what I'm doing. Do you recall?
I kind of do, because I was very stressed at the school, and I wanted to be done with stress.
Yeah.
And which, is that a thing? I don't know, but
Yeah, I was gonna like business ownership is the very definition of
right? It can be.
Yeah.
It can be, but cleaning was always my stress reliever. I found when I would get really stressed, I would start cleaning, and I think that's kind of how it came to me. I thought, okay, there's no stress to this in the beginning, because it was just myself and going out, and the actual cleaning part had exactly.
Listen to a podcast.
Exactly. Yep. Just and go serve people, go help people, make their day better. The first client, like I said, was an elderly couple, and it just warmed my heart to be able to help them.
Yeah.
And they physically couldn't do it anymore, and they didn't want to, and they don't have to.
Yeah.
So I'd go and help them, and then it grew from there.
Wow.
So and we have a lot of elderly clients. We have a lot of busy families. We have some single people that just don't want to do it. I mean, there's lots of different needs out there, and do we want to help everybody? I would like to, but there's, not everybody's a good fit, and there's people that aren't necessarily a good fit for us. They might be a great fit for somebody else. So I do send people to other companies sometimes. Yeah. And there's other companies that send people to me.
And so, you started slow, and you started by giving back right away, by providing that impact with that, and that in itself. And we have a lot of nonprofits that come on the show, and I grill them the way I've been grilling you, and I try to understand. Like a cleaning company, I get it. Like most for-profit companies, there's no mystery there, but the nonprofits, I understand the people who volunteer because it is in a way to give without taking first, right? And that's been something that has been really an eye-opener for me in my real estate career, because I come from very humble background. And when the long and the short of it is that when you are poor and the people surrounding you are also poor, you cannot just give, because it's a bottomless, yeah, sure, I'll take that, thank you, without ever receiving.
Sure.
But as I've moved up in the classes, and I'm comfortably middle class now, and I interact with upper class people doing the real estate, what I've learned is there is almost a kind of a, no, look, I'm just willing to give this away. It's fine, right? Like, and it's almost like it gives you a kind of a status that it receives back. So even from you'll get it back eventually kind of a way, I get that. But the nonprofits, they've been less direct for me to try to understand. But what was the first nonprofit that you worked with? And how did you pick them?
The first one that and I don't know that they're a nonprofit, but it was Serenity Assisted Living in Dilworth.
Yeah.
And we chose them because our kids worked there through high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Both of my oldest is a nurse, and my middle daughter is in nursing school right now.
And so how did so again, I want to just paint, because with the coach, what did you call him? Did you text him? Because I want a picture. It's okay, you're regularly having dinner with these people. I could see how it comes up in the conversation. Serenity, did you just drive over there, walk in and say, how would you like some services? Or how did that get established?
Well, we live in Dilworth, and our company's based there, and our kids worked there. So they know people there. So they would say, hey, Serenity's always looking for volunteers. You guys are looking for volunteer organizations. Is that somewhere you'd want to go volunteer? And we, through knowing people there, I emailed them. I said, we would love, our staff and us would love to come and volunteer. And we did. We went and did a craft project or an art project in one of their buildings. And it was phenomenal. And we just loved it.
But at that point, we, again, meant you and your husband.
Myself and my staff.
You had staff, but right away? You jumped off with staff?
Not right away. It was in about a year and a half.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So you didn't, it wasn't right away.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you had been established for a while. And was that under the coaches? Because I'm just, for anybody else who's out there listening and is thinking to themselves, I want to start a cleaning business. What it almost sounds like you did was, I got my one client and then I just started volunteering right away. You did get your feet underneath you just a little bit. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then you made that connection, but you brought your staff, and you're paying your staff?
Mm-hmm.
You're paying them to do the volunteer work?
Absolutely.
And you're just eating that payment without any expectation of receiving back because it's good to give.
But I think you do receive by giving.
Yeah.
There's so much to it. We get so much by giving, and we just, we just did Feed My Starving Children. A couple of our staff were able to come to that, and we helped package meals, and that was phenomenal. I mean, the feeling that you get by helping others, that I get, that our staff gets by helping others, and that's what it's all about. It's creating smiles. I mean, whether it's through cleaning or helping and giving. I mean, it's huge. It's impact. It's making a difference in the world that's bigger than yourself. Yep.
It's a beautiful sentiment, and you're not the first person to share a sentiment like that. It just does, does not compute, and that's it says more about me than it does about you. So that's wonderful. And so just from there, it kept growing. The networking, the constantly being out there, the knowing everybody, getting really good employees under you, and finding really good clients as well that you can count on. And here you guys have grown it into this, mid-sized, comfortable thing where you don't even have to push the broom anymore.
Right.
That's beautiful. And you're clearly a very deliberate person. You have a lot of, you decide I don't like this, and you don't just stick with it. You know when to cut And it's not anybody. I often say, like, any idiot, like a glutton at a buffet, can go with opportunities. Just load them up on the plate. It's knowing what to cut and when to cut.
Right.
That's what separates people, and it seems very clear that you know when to do that. So with the last minutes here before we get out of here, because it's just about time, what's the future? How big are you wanting to get the? I mean, like, realistically, what do you believe? Where do you want? What's your 5-year plan? Do you have, like, where you want to be 5 or 10 years from now?
Always. You have to set goals. You have to set goals and know where you want to get to. If you don't know where you're, if you're just out there,
you don't know where you're going. How will you get there?
How will you get there? And you probably won't like where you end up if you don't know where you're going.
Sure.
So we always have goals, and we do have goals of growth. Our last year, our focus was all on connection. It was a lot of networking. This year, it's growth. It's still connections. It's still networking. It's still making an impact. We're looking probably at expanding into the Lakes area.
Area?
Yes.
Very cool.
Yep. This summer. Yep.
I might have some connections out there that I can introduce you to. I know some pretty high-powered people out there.
There we go.
So
we get requests all the time from people in the Lakes area, so that's why we're thinking probably going that direction.
Yes, Lakes area. Yes, Moorhead and Dilworth kind of have a problem, is that Fargo's shadow is quite long.
Yes.
Right? But Lakes area is deep enough into Minnesota that they don't have to deal with, because it's, whether you agree with the politics of Minnesota or not, like, the reality is that when you have a tax and regulatory system like this, and then you have another one that's way lower barriers to entry and lower taxes and everything, it's really difficult to live right on that border. They've got a real challenge with them. So, all right, well, that's the show.
That went fast.
What do you think?
I think it was fantastic.
Yeah, not so hard, right?
No.
The song that you wanted to listen to here was "The Greatest Showman." I don't know what this is, and "A Million Dreams." Tell me, I don't leave the house and I don't do anything. I rewatch Lord of the Rings and Dragon Ball Z with my 5-year-old, and that's what I do. I don't do things. So Tell me about the song.
The song "A Million Dreams." So I really had to kind of dig for this one and figure out, because there's so many and I wanted it to be positive. And I really am a big dreamer.
Yeah.
And there are so many, there's so much out there. And I think we always have a list of 100 dreams, personally, my husband and myself. And
like literally?
Literally.
Like you keep that list?
Yes.
I like that. That's cute. That's nice.
And it's, you gotta know where you're going. And you think if we have 100 dreams, and other people have hundreds of dreams, you put it all together, and people have 1 million dreams, or collectively they have 1 million dreams, and they all come true. Think of the impact and the positive difference that can make in the world. Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Well, that's a beautiful sentiment. We'll go ahead and get out here with that. Then the very last thing from you before we clock out here is for you to plug yourself. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, hire you, or just talk to you, how should people find you?
All right. We are Crowning Touch Cleaning. We are on Facebook, Instagram. We do have a webpage. It's crowningtouchcleaning.com. Or you can give us a call at 701-404-7098.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on, Kristen. And of course, I'm Conrad Fargo. You can find me anywhere. If you just type in Conrad and Fargo, type those two words in together, I show up. I'm in like a billion different little things. You can find me. And please like, share, and subscribe me. This video right here, share it, like it, and hit whatever subscribe button you can see, because that is how I receive validation. And I'm a millennial. I require constant validation. I have nothing but really low self-esteem. So I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you to like, share, and subscribe me. So please do that. We're going to get out of here with 1 million dreams. Kristen, thank you again. I didn't call you Kirsten. I was so afraid because I typed it in my calendar so bad. I just didn't say your name very often. Kristen, thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will see you all next week. Goodbye.